Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We are blasting out on the AM and FM dials, simulcasting on global shortwave WWCR. Only about a third of our internet streams are listed on Shoutcast because the way we stream, we're trying to fix that. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 overall on Shoutcast. The 5th most listened to internet radio show, number 5, number 1 in talk. And we're like that every day and growing. We could just figure out how to get all our streams to show up on here, but we have them on different systems. We would be number 1 every day on Shoutcast. Now, why do I bring that up? This information's too important. It's not enough to have around 2 million listeners a day. We need to have tens of millions of listeners, and if all of you listening will tell people how to listen, where you listen. If you're listening on an AM station, they don't have one in their area, your friends or family, they can listen at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.tv. Or if they have a shortwave radio, they can listen. Folks, we need more listeners. This information needs to get out. Like when I get on air and go, here's a mainstream news article about how half the corn syrup products in America have high levels of mercury in them. That's been out for a month and no one still knows because we don't reach enough people. We've got to grow. Please spread the word about the show. Lindsey, I want to come back in the next segment and go directly to calls and only take calls until about 45 after, and I appreciate your time with us. And I do want to spend some time to plug these new video reports you're doing each month. Very powerful info. Great to show people because this is an audio format. People really like video format to show their friends and family, so we'll get to that before you leave us as well. But in the 4 minutes we've got left in this segment, continue with what is going to unfold and what is going to happen. The Northcom, the martial law, the troops, we don't have a choice. They're planning to create a crisis where we have to have federal help, and then we're totally enslaved. How do we avert this? Or is there any averting it?
What the elite are doing is global. We originally thought this was just going to be something for the United States. What this gentleman told me when he gave me what would happen in the next 12 months' time, he dealt only with the United States of America. Now we're seeing the identical same thing happen globally. Listen, if you will, to what Hans Redeker said just the other day. He said investors are beginning to ask whether Germany is going to have to pay for the rescue, same thing that we just signed the rescue bill on yesterday, rescue all of Eastern and Central Europe. Can you imagine all of Eastern and Central Europe going into bankruptcy? Germany can't possibly rescue them. So what are we going to see? We are going to see a worldwide total financial collapse. And you say, well, how is this going to affect me? I'll tell you how. Whenever you need to take a wheelbarrow load of dollar bills to the grocery store in order to buy a loaf of bread, you are going to be so devastated in your ability to be able to even put food on your table, you are going to beg the Federal Reserve for another currency. Mark my words, put it down. Alex has talked about this before also, what they're going to do with the currencies, and they're going to make you want it. In fact, you not only you won't want to reject it, you'll be begging for it just so you can put food on your table. So what will they give you? They'll give you what they have planned all the time. They'll give you the new currency. Whether it be a world currency or whether it be the North American Union currency, they'll have one right ready to give you whenever you beg for it because you're hurting so bad. So we'll see exactly what this gentleman told me would happen. America will
and
see
by the way,
collapse. This
just ends. Zbigniew Brzezinski, MSNBC this morning, said there's going to be food riots worldwide. So, again, they just love what they've done.
Well, yeah, they have it planned so that there's no way out. You see, the average person said to me back a year ago, before any of this happened, I remember I was speaking at a convention in Panama, and someone walked up to me afterwards and said, oh, Chaplain, no way would I ever accept anything but an American dollar in our greenback, as we've got it right now. I said, yes, you will. I said, you will be begging the Federal Reserve for another currency when you take a wheelbarrow load to the grocery store to buy a loaf of bread. They have it all planned.
Problem, reaction, solution. They create the crisis. We say, what are they going to do about it? They have the solution. Wall Street Journal says, new currency. It'll still be the dollar, but it'll be pegged to North America. Open borders. It's here. This is the time for all good men and women to come to the aid of their country. You don't have a choice. These are hardcore criminals in control.